Hello, Barbara.
Hello.
Are you painting, right?
Yes, I'm painting ladies on the boat who are selling stuff. So imagine what there is just floating shops. So I never saw anything like that. And ladies are also singing and it is very nice.
They call you Saisat. Saisat, they said mean beautiful girl. They call everyone come to be visit beautiful girl.
It is so beautiful. But I am not, I feel here totally fat. In Europe I am normal, okay?
Yes.
And slim, but here I am the biggest everywhere.
Yeah.
So hello, let me to welcome you in my presentation of my uh, painting journey in Cambodia. I hope that you can hear me and see me. Please, if there would be some issues, let me know on time that I can fix it and that we can see and hear each other well. So please let me start from presentation, and we are starting in a floating village Kompong Phluk, which is near to the Siem Reap, and where I have been also overnight. This experience was for me mesmerizing, because imagine the world where everything is happening on the water. The pagodas are on the water, hospitals, houses, and if you want to move, you need to have a wooden boat, just with vessels or with motor, that you can move through the village. So this was for me like very interesting and unique, because I never been experiencing this kind of environment. The houses are built usually from wood, and also from not steel, but actually I don't know, some those aluminium parts, and also from plastic, and just wooden chunks. They are using this kind of hanging system as a storage, where because during the wet season there is a lot of water, and that's why there is no any roads. You can really only move by the wooden boats. But when there is dry season in the winter, sometimes some road it's appearing, so the ground and road, and then they can use those motorbikes and bicycles, which otherwise hanging in storage rooms. So, well, this is probably the fisherman who is just coming home from his day and night shift, because I noticed how people in Cambodia, that their working days are really long. It's when I was accommodated at Family Lee in a floating village, the parents of the children, they were coming home at 11 o'clock in the night. So children are mainly staying and are grown up by grandmothers and grandfathers. So parents are just working whole days to try to earn money and to feed their family, and also to take care of the education of children, because the schools in Cambodia you need to pay. So the main job what the local people are there doing, it's fishing and all products from the water. For example, vegetable and fruits are expensive, and they are changed for fresh fruits, veggies in the city. This is the biggest Buddhist celebration. It is celebration of buying for collecting money and buying the new clothes for monks, because all of them are getting for this celebration new orange, this cotton clothes, and people are collecting money and donating those fabrics for making a new clothes for monks. So here I am enjoying my lunch with grandmothers where I were invited. I could participate them. We were eating the various fishes, also the shrimps and vegetables. I still remember the kurku, cucumber, which is like it's called lady finger, and that I really liked a lot. You can see how everybody is very fit and slim, because the Cambodian foods, it's really healthy. There is a lot of products of vegetable, fish as a meat, and then rice. So, and in this golden box, the grandmothers are holding collected money and fabric for monks. Here we can see the houses in the floating village. You can see also that for resting there is used those hammocks. I was also sleeping in a hammock, but not in the floating village, but when I was in a jungle for 2-day trip. For a 2-day trip, so then I was also sleeping in a hammock, but here in floating village I was sleeping in so beautiful room, and I noticed how grandmother was just going to gently to see in the night if I am sleeping peacefully or if everything is all right. And it was so romantic, because when I was falling asleep I felt very safe, because in family space I always feel safe, and the water was just gently tipping to the piles of the pillars of the wooden house, and I was just watching the neighborhood house where people were preparing to going to sleep, so it was nice. This bowl, which is on this painting, it is usually made from stone, and it is the bowl for collecting drinkable water. Communistic propaganda in the Cambodia, it's very strong, especially in rural areas, and that's why it also appeared on one of my ink paintings. In Cambodia, I was working differently that I am used to do. Normally, I am working with large-scale oil canvases, but here I was working as a planner. It means that I was walking places, sitting there and painting objects alive. I was using Fabriano papers and inks, so it was like fastly made paintings, and which I am then thinking how to exhibit, what to do, because for me this is totally new medium. On the right side you can see the painting which is like party in the neighborhood, in neighbor house in floating village, and Cambodian party means beer with ice, karaoke and dancing. I was like suspicious how people are getting here electricity. So now you can see from the power generators, which I was also painting. This is how people living, how houses are looking, and I really love it. And if I would have ever this opportunity, I really would love to live there some short time maybe. This is water forest. I really loved how this woods, how these trees were shaped. They were for me looking like some people's souls, maybe from some previous lives. Here it's a fisherman preparing his net for fishing. In the floating village, in the shop, there is quite like bizarre guts what you can buy. Except for drinking water or the cheap lace, you can also buy the skull of a crocodile. And there is like this kind of chilling atmosphere in the water forest. I really love that people are not in a hurry, not stressed out. Everything is going by its own time and tempo. Nobody is pushing anywhere and anyone. This is family where I was staying. Here you can see grandmother, grandfather and children. This young girl who is preparing food, it's her name is Nita and she would like to become a doctor. We were cooking together. She was taking me with her to the kitchen. The kitchen had a beautiful view to the banana trees and water forest. You can see in the bowl kind of this curd, bitter curd, which we were making soup. Then we were cooking also pork meat with ginger and rice, and then also shrimp omelette. So now we are in Phnom Penh, in the main city of Cambodia, and I am here with Sophie, who was the first Cambodian person I became familiar with and friend. I was contacted because before I went to Cambodia, I was trying to get in a touch with local artists or to get some connections, and so Sophie was the first person who was answering me, and then we were meeting in a most beautiful luxurious restaurant of whole Cambodia. We had their beautiful dinner, and sitting there only me and her. The restaurant has absolutely amazing toilets. They are huge. I never saw so huge toilets. They were like for some kings. And then we are here eating this traditional meal, which is called lok lak. It is the beef with egg and rice. And then other day I was eating a traditional meal amok, which is the fish in a coconut sauce with rice. And always I was enjoying a lot of fresh fruits, and especially those smoothies and those non-alcoholic cocktails from fresh fruits, which I really love, and they were full of taste, so I was drinking them every day. Here I am with teachers who I met on the way when I was driving to Siem Reap. This is the soup, which is like heated, and there is like, it is chicken soup. You can see the chicken leg if you see it like properly. There is and what was for me the most interesting, that they were putting also the pineapple to the soup and chili peppers, and this pineapple, it made so amazing light and fresh taste that I was like thinking, oh, I really have to do this kind of chicken pineapple soup. And those teachers, they were inviting me to join them to their table and sharing their meal with me, so that was so nice. There is like then some ducks and chickens with in the still life with palm leaves, and I really love this kind of rural vibes. A grandmother who is sweeping the leaves from the bamboo, and when she saw me how I am there painting, she brought me a tea, so we were sharing some moments together. So here I am in already in Mondulkiri province. It is the province where are rainforests. On the left picture, it's my guide. His name is Samon, and he was taking me to the bamboo forest where I could be painting, and as well he's there taking the bamboo for us, cutting the bamboo to making dinner. We were making the boiling the soup from aubergine. There is the local fishermen, and then they are showing me, okay, look at this, finally we catch some fish. There are the pagodas. One of them on the left side, it's from Floating Village, and on the right side it is the pagoda I visited in Battambang. I have little bit scary thinking because I was there and it already was becoming dark, but I still wanted to depict it and paint it. So, but I was there alone. Nobody else was around. And in Cambodia, when there is coming dark, it's really coming like this, and it's dark, and there is no lights anywhere. So I was start to hearing some weird sounds because around this pagoda was forests, like those rainforests. And so I was thinking, okay, let's now pack everything and let's go. I should go. Nobody else is here. I am here. There is dark. Nobody around. And when I was walking away, suddenly from those rainforests were coming monkeys. But like, for example, the group of 50 monkeys, and those small babies start to come to me, approaching me, which sounds very beautiful and romantic. But if you would know that if the baby's coming, then they're coming their parents, and it could become a little bit dangerous situation. So I was... I have to tell that I have to admit that I was a little bit scared, but I was lucky because one family was living around this pagoda. So I was asking their son if he could go with me through those monkeys. So he was holding my hand and guiding me through those monkeys, and then I was just going back to the city. This is the first painting I made in Cambodia. It is the argument with police, and when I came, because I never had this experience to do this plein air painting, so I was thinking how I will start. But it was like nice because I felt very good, and already after 2 days I started to paint. From Finland, I was buying like small backpack where is like part of it is chair. So I was like just basically walking the streets to the marketplaces, and I was always there, just coming, asking people if it's okay, if I may sit and paint. They were smiling to me. It was nice. It was feeling so good because I don't want to only travel and kind of enjoy life. I don't understand this. I love to be part of their life, part of the local life. So they were working, I was there sitting and also working. So we had a very nice, peaceful atmosphere between us, and everything was going well. I felt good because I felt that I am also working, and actually my day schedule was quite busy. Every morning I was waking up at 6, from 7, 8, I was from 7 or around this, I was in city or on the places outside, and then always around 9 I was then having shower, being home, and totally dead because also outside was very hot, and I have to admit I don't like so much this kind of hot weather, but thankfully they had their showers which were cold, only cold showers, so that was refreshing, and so I was living this kind of monk life, early waking up and also early going to sleep. So, and here are, this is like this nice part that you can also a little bit relax. I will here put you the video from the visiting of elephant sanctuary. And those elephants, they are not wild. It is the elephants who used to live with people. They were working for them, and now they are enjoying their life as a free beings in the rainforests. Sophie. Sophie.
Your neck is a little bit red at the back.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just felt the dirt coming off.
So that was the elephants from sanctuary in Mondulkiri. Tak. Okay. And I have to tell, because I really love animals, and to see them how they are enjoying their life, and how Sophie was, this first meeting of Sophie, who was coming against me from the rainforest, how she was like shy, this huge animal, and to have this close contact was amazing. So it's for me like this really life moment. And now, why I came to Cambodia? So it was this Angkor Wat temple complex. It is the temples in jungles. It is coming to the ancient time of Khmer Empire. So I was also painting there, and it was possible. Here you can see the main Angkor Wat temple. Also, it is nothing special. It is every day there is coming also monks to pray. But what was for me interesting is this, that monks are smoking. I really didn't know that monks are smoking, but yes, they do. And this is for me a most important person in Cambodia, Mr. Yoleng, on the left side with the green cap smart, which really speaks for itself. And on the other side, it's the guide from Angkor Wat, who was there telling me about stories of Khmer Empire. And Mr. Yoleng was for me person who was organizing my program, who is tuk-tuk driver, and also who was my guide in Kompong Phluk, in the floating village, who was like all the time helping me to make it possible to paint in the places which normally it would be prohibited. So with his help and friendship, I was able also to get closer to the local people. Here we are enjoying barbecue dinner with Mr. Yoleng's friends, and drinking also beer. And then I was painting this woman in the hat. There is still like from the floating village, this is like boat drivers who are selling like kind of boat shop. You can buy there everything from the cold drinks to pots, and to things for food, and also to the household. In floating village you can also visit the shops as a drive-in. You just come with your boat and shop. There is grandmother from the pomelo orchards, and I was there painting her. Then I could also enjoy one of those beautiful, fresh, juicy pomelo. So this is the girl with the banana tree, and finally I know what does it mean when they do this kind of sign, and it means I give you heart. I give you my heart. Here we can see the main entrance to the Kolen mountain. It is Sign mountain from where is coming. There is coming all those stones for building Angkor Wat complex. Here I met with the teacher of Khmer language, Sopha, who wanted to be painted, so I painted him. We had this nice moment. Tuk-tuk drivers from Phnom Penh. This was actually the man. It was in small island by the Mekong River, where was also those river dolphins, which I also saw. And this man, I so much love how he was so chill out. This was like for me man real zen, and I fall in love with him because he was so like so relaxed, no stress, no any games, bullshits, just be as you are watching Mekong River, and his life was solved, I am sure. This is Rani with dragon fruits, what we were eating. Dragon fruits, it's very delicious. I totally love the color, but actually the taste is not that strong. So when it is with some smoothies, it is usually with banana or with some other fruit to make it complementary with the tastes. Here I am painting bananas in the marketplace. There is this, I loved how coconuts, they were also like put it like this to the fridge, and then when there was coming time, the customer want them, it was just with machete cut it, put there the straw, and you had your fancy drink. Then also this coconut water, it's very healthy, and if somebody is ill, they are recommending to drink coconut water, that there is nothing more clearer and with more vitamins. And actually this painting on the marketplace made me to meet monk Bedvudha from the Sihanoukvaya Buddhist University not in Helsinki, in Phnom Penh, and then he invited me to university to tell about my artist work, and so I went to the Buddhist University and have been then presenting my artwork, and also I was talking with them about Czech Republic and about Finland. On the picture, this green flower or thing, it's the lotus fruit, and it is something like it tastes like small nuts, and for monks it is very important because they can eat only 2 meals per day. The last meal is at 12 o'clock at noon, and after that they can eat only some those small kind of peanuts, or like some those only like those small goodies. They cannot to have like proper meal after 12. I was putting this painting here, which is oil painting from the year 2021 from the series Life of Loss, because this was the favorite painting of monks, what they like the most from my work. So I was here putting it, that you can see what monks likes. So here we are in their classroom. Evening chanting. This is the statue of Laying Buddha. This was, for me, it was like very influential and spiritually important to meeting in Kulen mountain, this statue, because it means the Laying Buddha means decision. And I think that I was in a point of life when there was decisions needed, so this was really deeply touching me to make decision. This is those small houses which are around every house and business. It's called Spirit House, and every morning people putting there those nicely smelling incenses, and also, for example, coffee and fruits or alcohol, which are like the gifts for gods. This is a lady, Sonun, who I met in Phnom Penh, and she's working as a sewer. And we were talking about her job. She's sewing clothes and earning $180 per month. She's single and paying rent for her single bedroom $35 per 1 month. This is the house of Bunong people, Bunong tribal people, where I have been living with Samon family. This is Samon family and traditional Bunong house. You can see how there is coming beautiful light, just waiting for us to go to sleep. This is the head of the dog who was not good, probably eating some hen. So they were, Bunong people are cutting the head of the dog, putting it on the stick for other dogs to see, no, you cannot to behave like this. So when I was painting it, I was also feeling a little bit sick because this was already rottening and dropping all those kind of meats from it and blood. So I was feeling a little bit like, but I felt that, okay, this have to be painted. And you can see how children are happy, and then they don't see at all any problem. So we can see everything, it's according to our geography, mentality, and everywhere it's different what is considered as usual. I was also trying as well various services. Here I have been at hairdresser. It was amazing. Then when I went outside, all people were touching my hair, and because yes, it is true, I was there probably only one blonde person around, so they liked it. Also as well, before I went back to Europe, I was letting them to do my nails. It was just before Christmas, so they decided to make some special Christmas design. So on one of my thumb was Santa Claus head, and other one a Christmas tree. So at the end there is some those cute skulls of crocodiles again. And this is like how I imagine to continue my artist work, which I am working on this automoto series, and nowadays abstract painting series Solitude. And this automoto I wish to develop towards this kind of exotic automoto on the holidays, where I will be, where I was taking a lot of inspiration from Cambodia, because there everything happening on the motorbikes. And I like the different kind of still lifes of motorbikes with banana leaves, with palms. So this is how I imagine to develop my current series. And then also already I am working on new abstract series, which is inspired by the colors of Angkor Wat. And so by now I would like to thank to all people of Cambodia who were helping me and making my travel safe, who were hosting me and sharing their wisdom with me. It was for me lifetime experience. I would like to also thank to Finnish Cultural Foundation, who was supporting my work by Artist Grant, and to my family, friends, and especially to my beloved auntie, who is supporting me on my way, and without who I would be not able to possible to do stuff what I am doing. Please let me now to share a happy moment with family from Mondulkiri city, I was just having my birthday, and they were inviting me for their party, so I could enjoy with them. Please, if you would have some question, for sure you can ask me. I would be happy. So now you can see how birthdays are in Cambodia.
To you.
So thank you very much that you came today, and happy Sunday. And see you again in some maybe exhibition. Okay, have a nice Sunday. Thank you.